Alright guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to go over an email that was sent from a subscriber. That's from a guy. He shares his story about events that happened several years ago with a former girlfriend. You're going to see this story, guys, that he had been in bad relationships before. And pretty much had given up on relationships and all that. And after like 7 years of essentially being a bachelor and doing his own thing, he started to get lonely. And one day he was out at an event doing something he enjoyed, started chatting up some girl that he found attractive, and next thing you know, they're dating and then a relationship. And he thought everything was great, right? But then, as they all do, red flags started popping up. Except at the time, he didn't know they were red flags. And one thing led to another, to him catching his girl cheating on him. And as you can imagine, this guy is no weakling, and he confronted her and the dude and all that. And ultimately, you're going to see where things went from there. And now, later on in time, this guy has had the last laugh. He's doing well in life. And to no surprise, she went chasing after him. But I'm doing this, guys, for many reasons. One, again, to talk about red flags. It's so important you guys not only look out for them, but are aware of what red flags to look out for. Two, how you have to pay attention, not just what women do in life, but to all people, their actions. Not their words, their actions, but especially with women. I'll tell you everything you need to know. How they will always come back, no matter what. And ultimately, guys can have the last laugh by moving on, being successful, and having a good life. So, I'm going to go through this, guys, and you'll see more what I'm talking about. He starts off, he says, hello, SSM. Please keep me anonymous and just call me Ray for the sake of the story. I've been a subscriber for a bit now and enjoy your content, so I decided to send in one of my own experiences. At the time of this experience, I had a decent job, my own place and ride, and was content for the most part. I kept myself single for 7 years up to this point due to a couple of really crappy relationships and was just done with it all. But unfortunately for me, I eventually started longing for affection. This happens to a lot of guys. They get burned a bunch of times and they're done. And they're cool on their own, living their own life, doing their own thing. Then eventually, they start missing it, hoping this time will be different. Sadly, human nature doesn't change. In fact, it's only worsened in time given the environment we're in right now. It says that affection ended up coming from a petite, cute Latina who we will call Lola for anonymity that I met at an event. I won't name what type of event so people can't link any connections, but it involves sparring, styles of fighting, usually safe and always refereed, and the occasional party bonfire after a major event. Okay, so it sounds like some MMA events. Lola came with friends who were attending the event, and afterwards, she walked by me, and I couldn't help but make a goofy comment which caught her attention and made her laugh. After that, we spent the rest of the evening making small talk until she eventually gave me her phone number by the end of the night. I waited a day or two and then texted her, and shortly after, we started dating. About 2 months later, she introduced me to her family, who ended up loving me and would regularly have me over for dinner. Well, so far so good. This is not the relationship channel, but this guy, he handled himself well. He went to do something he enjoyed, and while he was there, just started chatting up some cute girl. Very relaxed, comfortable environment. She liked him, gave him the number. Okay, this is all cool, right? Problem is, what happens next? He continues, now on to the gut feeling kicking in. I noticed after about 7 months of dating that she started to become distant, almost never initiated conversations, and would always claim that she was just tired from work when I questioned about what was going on, even telling her I'm a grown man, and if she found someone else, just tell me so we can go our separate ways. So if she goes from initiating contact all the time, texting you, calling you, whatever, eager to hang out, and all of a sudden that comes to a screeching halt, something's going on. Because believe me, she's lost interest, and I might add, no doubt found a replacement. And notice here, he already could tell something was up. And he flat out said, if something's going on, or whatever, just end it with me. Just, don't cheat. He didn't say that, but don't cheat, don't do this, don't do that. Just let me know. We'll break it off amicably. But no, because certain people like to have their cake and eat it too. Keep the relationship guy around so they can feel fulfilled, have a guy in their life, help with the resources, all that, and go have fun with Chatter Tyrone in the background. Of course, she denied anything was going on. My guts were screaming at me, but I had no proof, and she never left her phone alone, which could have saved me a lot of trouble if she had left it even once, since I managed to unlock her pattern a number of times. The crap finally hit the fan after a few months later, when I finally caught her. There was an upcoming event that I originally did not think I was going to attend, but thanks to a few last-minute changes, it freed up that day for me. A minor note before continuing on. 4 weeks beforehand, I had started a rigorous exercise and diet routine due to getting a gut from work. I had lost 15 pounds of fat and put on a decent amount of muscle. Let's just say this came in handy. I lost 15 pounds of body fat in 4 weeks. That's a bit excessive, my man, unless you were really overweight. I get being motivated, but good Lord, just be careful with that. So at the event, as I crossed through the parking area, I caught them hugging, cuddling, and making out against his car. Your gut was right. Something was up, what I say. Screeching halt in terms of the attention, affection, reaching out. Some other dude, there you go. The guy in question was Lola's ex-boyfriend. Her married with kids ex-boyfriend who knew I was with her and knew me and Lola were dating. I saw red and made a beeline directly for them. Lola noticed me first and quickly jumped away from her ex, who I will call Dumbass, or DA for short. DA spun around to see me, had started to say something, but the wind and blood rushing in my ears drowned it out, and I landed a right cross on the bridge of his nose. The punch put DA on his butt, who after a moment of holding his bloody nose began to talk smack, but thankfully for his own good stayed on his butt. Yeah, I'm sure he was talking shit from the ground. I can imagine with that fury and anger, you coming up on him with a right cross and taking his ass down. So this guy, her ex, knew full well that she was with this dude. And he didn't care. And not to mention this scumbag is married with kids, cheating on his wife and family. That guy deserved that punch. Just make sure, I'm not advocating violence here, but believe me, this dude had it coming. Okay, if he didn't know, if he sincerely didn't know, that'd be one thing, but he knew. Just make sure you have no witnesses that could, well, you know what my point. And by the way, notice the guy gets clocked and deserved it. But let's be honest here, someone else at least deserves something, right? I'm not saying what you think I'm saying, but you know what I mean. Unfortunately, the world's not always a fair place. As DA spewed on, I stared at Lola, who was a few feet away, and in silent shock. I guess she never thought I would have guessed that the happy, goofy, and collected guy she knew me as would unleash on someone. After a moment, I just walked away to my car, her chasing behind me saying that she'll make it up to me, that she didn't mean to hurt me, blah, blah, blah. I just got in my car and left, blocking Lola on everything I could when I got home. Good. That's the best way to go. Just walk away. Don't give her the satisfaction of letting her talk to you. Block her and everything. She's a cheater. She's a liar. And she'll do the same thing again. And again, notice this guy was out of relationships for 7 years because of shit just like this. And here he goes again, right? I mean, it's really sad. Now, I don't know how long it was till he had his next girlfriend. Maybe it was 14 years. Double the time. Who knows? But notice the whole thing. I'll make it up to you and all that crap. I didn't mean to hurt you. You gotta be shitting me. Come on. But it's amazing. It's like there's this book out there that the girls have all these responses for situations that they all use. It's always the same stories. After that, I spent the next 3 weeks religiously at the gym and lost another 19 pounds during that time. Bro, that's pretty excessive in a short period of time. I mean, this isn't to show the biggest loser. Unless you were like obese, that's a lot. He says, honestly, people were worried about me because the weight I lost was so much. But it's hard to keep an appetite when you're just that mad. Well, I understand your feelings, brother, and you can see I'm not the only one that thought that was a bit much. He says, 7 years single just to start again, had this crap thrown in my face is what I thought at the time. To keep things short, I'll end this here, but let you know there's more to the story, and Lola does show back up, literally at my doorstep, to play some dirty and underhanded tactics to get me back. But that's a story I'll share with you later if you want to hear it. Yes, bro, I'd like to hear that. And guys, if you'd like to hear more about Lola coming back begging for mercy and wanting him back, let's hear that story and her tactics to try to get you back. But what I tell you, they always come back. No matter what the situation, they cheat, this, you walk away from them, you cut them off, all of a sudden, I kid you not, you're more attractive in their eyes. You can be ready to break up with someone, and if they break up with you, all of a sudden you're like, whoa, I see them differently. You get bothered them breaking up with you. Women see that as a way. Because in a way, it makes a guy more attractive because it shows, well, I guess he does have options. I guess he is a little more valuable if he's dumping me. And also, women cannot take rejection. He says, as for me currently, Lola has been out of my life for a long time now. I have a kind, caring fiance who I spent plenty of time vetting over the years, so she's rock solid. Thank you, SSM. Sorry for any grammatical errors, if there are any, and keep up the good work. Well, bro, it's a quick story, but a very good point that you make in this story. I'm glad you're doing better. I'm glad you moved on. I'm glad you didn't tell me that you gave her a second chance or listened to her bullshit or anything like that. Good for you for walking away. And I sincerely hope that this time around with this girl you're with, who's a fiance, you know my warnings about marriage. I don't have to say that all over again for 5 minutes. Just be careful. But I hope she is what you want. But remember, you said fiance, not wife. You can be with her and not have to marry her, because you do know what will happen. The potential what you set yourself up for if you do get married. You can always just be in a relationship forever. But anyhow, that's a conversation for another time. But anyway, bro, I'm glad you're doing well. Keep it up, etc., etc. So guys, there you go. Red flags. Paying attention to her actions. They always come back for more. And moving on with your life, being successful, and that success is the best revenge. Right here, there. So, all right, guys, that's it for today. It's a quick one, but that'll be a good one here. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And also, guys, if you got a good story like to share, by all means, email it to me, strongsuccessfulmale@gmail.com. Just give me some time to get to it, and I will when I can. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.